Ta-da! Today, I'm a sparkling unicorn. Not just a unicorn, a sparkling unicorn. Welcome to my house. It is still a work in progress, like all of us. And let me get this adjusted here. So, have you ever really given thought to what it means with the phrase, you are what you eat? Now, I posted earlier this week about thinking. I think, and I am. I know that's a song and a phrase. The point is, every personality test, every skills test, every kind of test I've taken, the top thing for me is the ability to absorb information, to think about and process problems intellectually, while also at the same time, right behind that number 2 is empathy, which requires an immense ability to, an immensely strong ability to soak in and sense what other people are feeling and being aware of emotions. Let me tell you, it's a lot, but it's who I am, and learning how to accept that part of myself and not think that I have to dampen it for someone or something, or that I have to try to corral everything is a process. Can anything that is good and beneficial be overdone? Yes, there is too much of a good thing. And is it important to be able to express properly in the right context? Absolutely. But if you are going through life feeling that who you are and a part of who you are has to be turned off around someone or in a job or with a certain type of group of people, that is a sign. And okay, it's my little rant, but there's a reason for that. So join me for a couple minutes here, because I awoke this morning thinking very deeply, we're talking like molecularly deeply, about what it means to be you are what you eat. I'm taking some medication now. It's like my 4th or 5th since I've arrived in Florida. It's been a tumultuous spring. It's been full of very good things. It's also been full of some challenges and opportunities to learn. But it has been tumultuous for my body. And so I awoke, popped my eyes open, thinking about the molecular actions of absorption. Because I wanted to think, how does this medicine actually do its job? And then that got me tangented on you are what you eat, or you are what you ingest may be more appropriate. And I think I will have a fresh look at this for my students this fall when I teach. So let's think about this. Let's think about a saltine cracker, the classic one. All right? Goes in your mouth and enzymes begin breaking it down. All right, those are the chemicals that release the bond so that it can be better absorbed. Goes into your stomach, hydrochloric acid, continues to break it down. If it's meat, it's gonna take much longer because it has to break down the proteins. If it's a saltine, that cracker is not gonna last very long. All right, then our pancreas squirts out some juices and helps us absorb the sugar and open the gates for that. We have bile from our gallbladder that helps us with anything that's fatty. Think potato chips. That goes into our small intestine, right? And that's literal yards and yards of intestine. And when you look at it at a microscopic level, it's all the little cilia, right? That are just waving in the juices. Food juice, water with medicine in it, right? That has now been added all those additives that your body produces in order to help it do its job. The things that can be absorbed will be absorbed. There are good things that can't be absorbed, and there are bad things that can be absorbed. And when we say good and bad, that's a little bit of a simplification, but things that aren't optimal for you can be absorbed, and things that are really, really good may not be, because there's some illness or there's some genetic issue or there's stress or whatever it might be. So we have this food juice going through our small intestine. And the cilia, well, how does the medication I'm taking actually get into my blood to go to the area where I need attention? Or is it a matter of that bacteria is throughout my entire body? Let's say if I'm taking an antibiotic. Well, we got food juice that has medicine in it because we just took it. We took the medicine with our food. So let's say we've got our saltine with our carbohydrates and a little bit of, carbohydrates is just sugar. And we've got medication with it. That cilia, all right, blood travels in arteries, are the large ones, the tubes, and then they get smaller, right? And then they get into capillaries. Literal exchange of molecules happens in our small intestines. It's a permeable membrane, and it is literally absorbed. And therefore you are what you are what you eat and what you ingest. Because it literally transfers membranes from one entity to another. One, maybe not sentient entity, that cracker, that piece of glutinous wheat in that cracker, that sugar molecule that was produced by the plant, but it goes into your tissue. And the medicine goes in and is carried by the blood, in the blood literally, not the little discs, not the red blood cells, right? Not the platelets, not the white blood cells, but the actual liquid of your blood is carrying these molecules throughout the body. It's carrying the lipids, it's carrying the fats, the high density, the low density, the triglycerides, the sugar molecules, the glycogen that goes to your muscles, and it's muscles stored as glycogen. If there's too much of it, it goes to your fat cells and increases them. You are literally what you ingest, whether it is beneficial or not. That is pretty freaking awesome. So that is what I awoke to this morning, and I hope that it's been enlightening for you. So I'm going to ingest some of the new Community Coffee's Intense Blend. Yeah, so there won't be any more stories for today because I'm sure I'll be going 100 miles an hour. But I hope that this explanation has provided you a look into just two things. What we ingest literally becomes part of us. And who you are is who you are. I'm a thinker and a feeler. And it's time to accept those parts of who you are that other people think are too much for them, or that you think is not good, or that you were told when you were little needed to be calmed down, or that someone else ignored, or that someone else abused. So that's today. I wish you a good week.